Juan Philip Sullivan on the line from LSU Odyssey, breaking down the Bayou Bengals for us. When you look at all the players that LSU's vying for right now, there are obviously some situations in which if LSU doesn't get its number one target at that position, they can just go to option number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 even, and the ratings and evaluations on those players are pretty much the same. So there's not a huge loss, possibly. There are going to be some other guys that they're targeting that if they miss on that guy, then their second option is considerably less. And so they really want to hit on certain guys. Just give us a feel for those guys that they really want to bring in because their second option isn't really in that guy's league.
Shaz Preston, wide receiver. DeColdis Crawford's fantastic. He has the same kind of elements as Shaz, but he's way taller. He's kind of got that Terrace Marshall vibe. In fact, I believe he comes from the same school as Terrace Marshall. But DeColdis Crawford's fantastic. But Shaz Preston is a yards after catch machine. This guy is unbelievable what he's done with St. James in his 3 years. I don't have the stats in front of me. I was looking them up the other day, watching a bunch of film on Shaz, but it was just outrageous. It was, I think it was 19 and a half per just average overall his 3 years varsity at St. James. And just, wow, just unbelievable. And of course, undefeated season, and then they went to the semifinals this last year. Shaz Preston at receiver, unbelievable talent. He's highly coveted. He had an official visit with USC last weekend. He showed out at both camps, especially the IMG one, making acrobatic catches this last weekend. There in Bradenton, Florida, just showing out in front of all the Sam Spiegelman and all the Rivals guys and all the Go 24/7 guys, just going out and making these DBs look foolish out there covering him. Also, like I said before, Quincy Wiggins, you got to hit on this guy. What he could do with his size, his speed, with the rest of all those collections of defensive line, with his relationships already, and with the people on the team like Jaquelin Roy. He's already really good friends with Jaquelin Roy. He's already good friends with Damone Clark. Major Burns was a former teammate of his at Madison Prep. He's got a bunch of friends already on that team, as he told LSU Odyssey with our exclusive interview with him a few weeks ago. Also, we don't absolutely 100%, in my opinion, need this running back. But for me, I think we absolutely should want this running back. Absolutely. He's perfect for a system. Damari Alston. Okay, this guy had 34 touchdowns in his last 2 years. He loves taking videos with Coach Orgeron already. He was doing that when he came in for his official visit, taking these great, hilarious videos where Coach Orgeron's going, "Go Tigers," in the video. It was a good time. But here's the thing. In his career, he has, in 2 seasons, just the last 2 seasons, just under 2,500 yards, 34 touchdowns, 6.4 yards per carry the last season in 12 games. Unbelievable. 1,500 yards last season for combined for him. Unbelievable seasons for him. This guy, he's perfect because here's the thing. He's running out of the shotgun formation almost exclusively, Damari Alston, which is what LSU runs a lot of. He's got the right kind of vision and the right kind of burst coming out of the backfield from that shotgun formation that, it's kind of a specialty. And you're seeing more and more of it, of course, but LSU need to start recruiting more for that position in that style more, because that's what we're going to be running. We're going to be running that shotgun RPO stuff, that spread stuff all night long. So we need to have the backs who can run it. Damari Alston is that dude. But, we got to load up on the offensive line as well. Emory Jones, you got to protect the fence. You got to get that guy. He's an offensive lineman that even James Craig, I believe, could have sealed up. But I think, with the relationships, offensive line coach Brad Davis, Sam Pittman's protege, the relationships he already has from his previous recruitments, And just he's coming in here. It's not like he's coming in here kind of clueless what's going on. He's already been talking to these kids. He's going to hit the ground running. I think he's totally going to snag commit from Emory Jones. I think he'll be one of the first to commit, actually, followed by Quincy Wiggins. But, Kamari Wilson is a guy that I feel like we have to get at safety. This is another 5-star safety, and LSU has a great track record with 5-star safeties. Jacoby Stevens, Jamal Adams. It's the list is pretty outrageous. Kamari Wilson can be another one of those type of guys. And I think if he comes in, him and Sage Ryan, another 5-star safety, and the other 5-star safety in this class, Jacoby Matthews, what an absolute tandem back there. Potentially him and Jacoby Matthews, or, one of the two, and Sage Ryan. That's outrageous. And that's not even counting Derek Davis Jr. from the previous class. That cat is coming on strong as a freshman. But, Mark, there were some other interesting underclassmen as well. I mean, extreme young guys. 2023 class, 2024 class that I really wanted to touch on real quick. Omarion Miller, Miller. This guy made an absolute disgusting catch, Mark. You can see it on my Twitter, and you can see the moment that Coach O, comes up with the idea to offer him. You see Mickey Joseph and him looking up like, and then Mickey Joseph's head turns in the next photo, just like to Coach O, who's still looking at him as he's coming down with the ball. And you know what Mickey Joseph's saying? You better offer that, he's saying that. And so that's the moment. It's pretty special. Omarion Miller's another yards after catch machine. This guy, he's an absolute freak. I love what Omarion Miller did. 27.8 yards per catch from 29 receptions last year. This guy, he's a speed merchant. Ricky Collins, quarterback out of Louisiana, Woodlawn. This guy's interesting. This guy, he's kind of tall and lanky, but he's got extreme poise, great off-platform throws. I really like what I see from Ricky Collins Jr. Yeah, Eli Holstein is, of course, another quarterback who's getting an offer from that class. Same with Dante Moore. He just picked up an offer this last weekend. Same with Ricky Collins. So you got Ricky Collins, Dante Moore, and Eli Holstein, all three offered by LSU from the 2022 class. Two of them out of the state of Louisiana. Dante Moore, of course, from Detroit, Michigan, Martin Luther King High. But, 2024 also has a quarterback that just picked up an offer, Mark. We did an exclusive interview with him. This guy is mature beyond his years. You got to check him out, Mark. He's 6'5" already, 215. Mabry Metauer, okay? I don't know if you've seen anything on him or watched any film of this kid. He's out of the Woodlands in Texas, Houston area. His dad's a heart surgeon. He's a really smart kid. He loves Tom Brady. But here's the thing: unlike Tom Brady, this dude can run the ball. He looks like a Trevor Lawrence clone, but he's had long hair since he came out of the womb. Same with his older brother, who's a left tackle for Cal, and he says he has NFL and collegiate bloodlines. And so this kid, he's coming in confident. But here's the thing, Mark. He's got the footage to back it up. Not only with his 7-on-7 team, the Texas Fury, led by my man Coach Levy and Coach Grant. Those two guys are awesome. Texas Fury, you got to check him out. But at the same time, he's also tearing it up for Woodlands High. He has this kind of vision and way to absorb contact that reminds me of Joe Burrow a bit. And I don't like to throw that around. I like the way he runs the football. He's a great dual threat, but then he's got this unbelievable deep shot ability, Mark. He loves to take the big bombs in the games, just unload out there, take his shots. He's a slinger out there. I love it. You got to check out the interview with him, Mabry Metauer. You will not forget that name. I know 2024 is a long way off, but Mabry Metauer, got to check him out.
Lon, back to the 22 class, there's a name that you dropped there that was intriguing to me because he was the one guy that I was not aware of, and that's Damari Alston. and you did a nice job of giving us a profile and a snapshot on him as the 29th rated player at running back in the nation, top 27 player at Georgia, in the state of Georgia, and a list of visits here that you don't necessarily typically see out of an LSU recruit: Penn State, Northwestern, Florida State, Georgia Tech. So I was just intrigued to learn a new name and a new player profile there.
Well, here's the thing. Some of these kids are going on complete tours, like my man out of the 2023 class, Tackett Curtis, who I think is the best defender of the 2023 class, Mark. We did a great interview on him as well. He had some hilarious answers, some in-depth answers. This kid he's not only funny, he's just a great personality. But when you watch him on the field, he is a very intense individual. He will level you. He's absolutely buried quarterbacks out there, Mark. You got to see Tackett Curtis's footage coming out of Louisiana, but there's some Alabama vibes with him. Okay. He's also gone on visits to Clemson. Virginia Tech was another one. So he's going all up that East Coast. So that you got a Louisiana kid going up the East Coast, but you also have Shaz Preston, who went out to UCLA, to the West Coast, and then he went to the East Coast down to Bradenton, Florida, for the IMG camp. And Shaz Preston is the #1 receiver out of Louisiana this class. So you got a lot of traveling going on, especially with the COVID restrictions lifting. It doesn't just feel like a typical recruiting year, though. It feels like an absolute gold rush, don't you think?
Absolutely. It's fascinating. And a statistic that I came across 2 or 3 weeks ago is that because of the pandemic, only about 10% of the players entering June had been committed that normally would be committed in a normal year. And therefore, we knew that the recruiting visits and then the floodgates of commits that are coming would just be crazy, enormous. And that's the reason we got Lon Phillips Sullivan on the line to track it for us here at Concerning LSU Football.